If you're in the process of getting an SBA loan, then you need to watch this video. As of June 1st, the SBA just made some major changes that can affect if your loan's gonna get approved or not. Here are the key changes. The biggest change that is happening on this SOP is that you can no longer restructure merchant cash advances and factoring debt, which it's going to cause a lot of problems for entrepreneurs that got themselves into trouble in loans or advances that they should have never gotten into. So the 7A program no longer allows for the loan proceeds to be refinanced. So in the past, you had the capacity of being able to take your MCA debt or factoring debt that is usually daily or weekly payments, and very few cases monthly, and then you could lump that into an SBA 7A loan so you could get rid of those daily or weekly payments. So for those of you that were in the process of it, that's no longer the case. So the only workaround right now is to work with traditional lenders and hope that you get an approval. And if you need help getting access to capital, then by all means, I highly recommend use my company to see if we can help you. Anyways, now let's go to change number 2. If you're looking for an SBA deal to purchase a franchise or expand your franchise, if your franchisor is no longer on the SBA franchise directory, that deal will no longer apply. You will not be able to get a loan unless the franchisor is on the SBA franchise directory. So you have ever seen a company saying that they're SBA pre-approved? This is basically what it means. That means that they are on the SBA franchise directory, but you still have to go through the full underwriting process. But before, you could get an SBA loan to purchase a franchise that was not on the directory, meaning that they didn't have all the required paperwork, and now that's no longer the case. We have some new citizenship, residency, and ownership updates. As of right now, to qualify for an SBA loan, 100% of the older business owners have to be accounted, and they must be a U.S. citizen, a U.S. national, or a lawful permanent resident, aka a green card holder. So previously, if you were a DACA recipient, you had a visa holder, a refugee, undocumented immigrants, in some cases, some SBA lenders will let those deals go through. That's no longer the case. And the SBA is also adding a 6-month look back. Let's say you want to restructure the ownership, the SBA is going to look back 6 months to make sure that any of the other owners are actually qualified and they have the right paperwork and they have legal status here in the country. So the SBA is doubling down on the restricted businesses that they're not allowed to get loans for, and those businesses are passive income models, salon suites, ghost kitchens, office rentals, marijuana businesses, because it's still not legal at a federal level. However, if you have a CBD business and the CBD is approved by the FDA, you can qualify to get an SBA loan. There's also a new fee transparency resolution, which was in place before, but now it's really going to be strictly enforced. So any fees that are paid out to third parties, loan brokers, anybody that was involved in the loan and got paid for the loan, they're going to have to be fully disclosed in writing and signed off by the borrower. So this in turn protects you as a consumer to make sure that you're getting charged what you should actually be getting charged. That's for all those funny brokers out there and those funny SBA lenders that don't really do good business. So no more ghost brokers, no jump fees, no lending finessing. Another key change that they have is they are enhancing the screening for any default on federal debt. So CAVERS, the CIVRS, which is the system that the lenders utilize to see you have defaulted on any previous SBA debt or you have any tax debt. If your name shows up there or any of the business owners that are connected to the SBA loan, that loan's not going to go through. So make sure, or your debt is resolved to make sure that that deal passes through. They are also going to be checking for any prior federal loss, for any prior federal loan loss, excluding student loans. Thank God, because those loans, they kind of suck. No, I shouldn't have went to college. Anyways. And they're going to be checking to make sure that you don't have any delinquent status with any SBA debt, any USDA debt, any Department of Education debt, any VA loans. So make sure you're up to date and your credit's not messed up. So there you have it. Those are the major key changes that are happening right now with the SBA. So if you were in the process of getting a loan, maybe your lender's going to re-review your package or make you resubmit. Or if you're applying to get a loan, make sure you're aware of these key changes so you don't get caught lacking or getting declined. And as always, if you need help with getting access to capital or learning how to become a business loan broker, check the details in the caption. I'll be more than happy to help you and see what we have to offer. And then I'll see you in the next video.